the show in 2008. So 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. This is our 15th year that we'll put a podcast out. No,
Whoa!
This is the 15th different calendar year that we've podcasted in.
Right.
We'll be celebrating 14 years in March.
Yeah,
but this is like, we've done a podcast and this will be 15 different years.
Kind of like, you know, I mean,
it's crazy.
It is crazy. Kind of like we're all saying, you know, how Betty White made it to 100, even though she really didn't. But, you know.
That was so sad because
I know.
Like, when I was able to run on the treadmill before the stomach bug got me, I watched this show or this channel on Pluto TV on the iPad called Buzzer, and it's all these old game shows, right?
Yeah.
They've been advertising for like a month about they're doing a big celebration for 100.
Betty White. Yeah.
Like,
I know.
And I was sick when it happened, and like I thought it was a fever dream, and I woke up. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah.
Things like I've been asleep for like 2 days. I'm like, I fall asleep and Betty White passed away. I was like, no way.
Yeah, that's awful. So sad. So sad.
That's terrible.
So I remember watching I remember watching Golden Girls with my grandma, and you know, we'd watch it every Saturday night, and I can vividly picture like just sitting there in her family room and just watching the Golden Girls. And yeah, so I mean, and then I was a big fan of Mama's Family, which most people don't know.
My nerve, something fierce. I hated that show.
Oh, I loved Mama's Family. It was my show. When I was a kid, I could not go to bed. I hated that. I can't go to bed without watching TV, and that was my show when I was a kid, that I could not go to bed without watching. Like, I had to watch Mama's Family.
There was something about that show that just drove me nuts.
I loved it. I loved every second of it, and I love both versions. So the one with Betty White and Rhea McClanahan on it, I love that version. And I like the other version a little better, but I like that version. And yeah, I'm real sad, man. Betty White.
I know.
That one got me.
She lived a good life. I mean, everybody.
She lived a fantastic life. Like, you can't.
She's always happy. And yeah, she married Alan Ludden. She's on all the game shows because he was the host of most of them.
Yes. Yes. And she was just such a spitfire. Like, she's who I would like to emulate when I get old. I want to be like Betty White. Like, I want that. I want to be that happy in life and that spitfire. That's what I want in life. I want to be like Betty White.
Saint Olaf.
Exactly. And she's so quick-witted. I don't have her quick wit. Mom, that was early in life.
Yeah, the Jeffersons. Now you're talking, though.
That was earlier in life. Yes, exactly. That was earlier. The Jeffersons,
just like George Jefferson, man. I used to call him George Jefferson. He didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, sit down, George Jefferson.
Yeah, the Jeffersons were definitely my first thing. But like when I was a kid, definitely Mama's Family. And Mom, you know that.
Okay, this is turning into Mama's Family. Like, this is like
I am like, let's
your
go.
mama is
this
like
is the Mama's Family podcast now. Let's do it.
Shout out to Alfred, Tanja, Margie, Jessica, Corbin of Amber, and Donna here. Happy New Year to everybody. Sorry, my voice is terrible. It's awful, but we'll muddle through.
Mike's all right. He's all right. He's doing fine.
I'm hanging in there.
He's hanging in. Don't throw up in the middle of the show.
I'm good. I'm Peptoed up.
Oh God.
Pam keeps sending me those little gifs of those commercials where it goes, upset stomach diarrhea.
Oh my God.
Did you knock it off?
What are wives for?
Oh, she's so funny and hilarious. Well, when she was sick, I kept going in checking on her before I got it.
Yes.
And I'm like, can I get you anything? She's like, can you get me ice chips? I'm like, can you get me crackers? I'm like, okay, go get your crackers. Can you get me a Gatorade from QT with crushed ice? I'm like, okay, I gotta get in the car to do that, but yeah, I can do that too. And then I'm like, can I get you a burrito from Taco Bell? And she's like, whoa, like, I'm just kidding. And so now that's.
So I'm guessing no burrito from Taco Bell tonight.
No, I'm not doing Taco Bell.
Yeah, Mike's out of the Taco Bell tonight.
I'm still trying to be on a plane.
Yeah, I got that.
On Wednesday. And thank you. Tanja sent me a gift card to Taco Bell for Christmas. And
that was very nice.
It's going to last a lot longer now that I've had
exactly.
days. Yes.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
6 o'clock flight in the morning. I've never taken a 6 a.m. flight.
Oh.
Because Scott's flying early and no Magical Express, and Scott's renting a car. So
gotcha.
solves the problem, right? We can ride over together because we landed within 20 minutes of each other. hopefully.
Right.
But dude, nothing will even be open at the airport, I don't think.
No.
No?
No.
Our
There
airport's
will.
not very big.
Oh, well, I don't know what's at your airport. I was going to say Orlando. Yeah, you'll be.
Yeah, but not St. Louis. No.
Okay. 5 o'clock in the morning in St. Louis, I doubt the Burger King's gonna be open.
No, it will not. It will not. You might get the Starbucks might be, but the Burger King probably not.
Do you think that flight will be sold out at 6 a.m.?
Who knows?
You think? I've never
I
taken
do. They have been. I mean, they've been flying. Even the 5-something from Pittsburgh has been sold out lately.
Oh, shout out Mark Zeus. He's a pilot and lives.
Oh, he knows.
Everything will be open. I will be able to get my croissant, my croissant sandwich.
There you go.
Oh, look at this. Good news. Yes, take those early. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing that early, but that'll be fine. All right. That'll be interesting. I got to pack Thursday or Tuesday. That's tomorrow night. Dude, I got to get my stuff together. I still got sneakers that I haven't even put on my feet yet that I'm wearing for Dopey. Okay. I got sick and then I didn't get a chance to break them in. So we'll see how that goes too. Okay. If you guys have questions, put them. Oh my gosh, Tanja, we have a question just like Tanja's. I'm going to, talk about that. Okay. Okay, let's put some questions in the chat, please. We need questions, and we got some in the inbox, and we'll get here. Okay, here we go. 2019. Welcome to episode 2019 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you and welcome to Getaway Day for Marathon Weekend 2022. I can't believe it's here, but most of us have made it. I know this is one of those years where not everybody's going to get down there, but hopefully more of us will make it down than not, and we'll just do the best we can. I will say that this is a year that if you get down to Walt Disney World, I think it's going to be a struggle for all of us just to see that finish line, but it's going to be a big victory just to see that finishing shoot. So this year's going to be unlike any other. It's just going to be, good to get down there, good to get to the finish line. I don't think anybody's going to be out there running for personal bests or anything like that. Let's just celebrate that we can all hopefully get back together. And then hopefully in 2023, this time next year, all of our international friends who couldn't get down due to travel restrictions and so forth, we can really have a big party. This is just a warm up because we're missing a lot of our Canadian friends and some other folks. The Lizards are really going to get together and rock it together in 2023, but we're going to make the best of it and all represent here this coming weekend. So safe travels to everybody headed down, and take us with you as you fly the skies, or in some cases, we'll talk about this in just a second, maybe get behind the wheel because of snow in the Southeast. I know. What's going on? We'll talk about that here in a second because I always wanted to be a meteorologist, and I'm going to play one on a podcast today. But joining me today, we're going to head down to the Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia. Your friend and mine from themouseforless.com. We have Ricky. Ricky, I haven't had a chance to tell you, Happy New Year.
You know what, Mike? Happy New Year to you as well. It is so weird to be able to say 2022. But
make sure you say 2022 and not 2020 part 2. Just don't
part 2. Yeah. Do not confuse that. No. Yeah. So, it's so weird to, be in this new year, and there's so much that like I have in my head of, things that need to happen already. So I'm ready to like get started and have a fantastic year. So I'm in it. Let's go.
Okay, so we were talking in the pre-show about Betty White passing, right? One of the last things that happened in 2021, just a positive energy in the world. I mean, for decades and decades, she made people smile on all kinds of shows. My grandparents loved Betty White. My parents loved Betty White. I grew up with different shows of Betty White. And, she advocated for animals and other, human rights kind of things. She was just quick-witted and just funny. Everybody loved Betty White.
Yep.
So we got talking about shows she was in.
Yes.
You mentioned one that I hated, Mama's Family.
Yes, I know you hated Mama's Family, but I loved it. Yes.
Everybody kind of liked Golden Girls. Okay, so
yes.
let me just ask you this. Of the 4 Golden Girls, which was your favorite?
Ooh, I mean, okay, look.
No, you can't go through and quantify all. You just got to pick.
I won't. I did always love Sophia. Sophia kind of always reminded me of my grandmother. I don't know why. But she definitely like kind of, I guess in a way, like I thought she kind of looked like her a little bit. And so Sophia is always the one that I liked, I guess, the best. So she reminded me of my own grandmother. Yeah.
That is the correct answer. That's one I would take too. Because picture it.
Correct.
In a podcast studio, 2022. Yeah. But the thing, she was just so funny. And the thing that blew me away, like years later, when I was, I was still a kid, and somebody told me this, she was the youngest of the four.
She was the youngest. Yeah. So
like, wait, what? She's like the mom. They're like, no, she's just playing that.
She's just playing it. Yes. Yeah. Put on a wig and you can do anything, right?
Stop messing with my reality. She's old. I get messed up for days when somebody told me that when I was a kid. Anyway,
I get it.
Also joining us, we're heading out to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, Happy New Year. Hope it's a great one for you.
Happy New Year. And Sophia is the correct answer. She really brought a presence to that show, didn't she? And she would usually like walk through the room, say something snarky, move on with her day.
Exactly.
The show didn't focus on her. But yeah, she was a great character on the show. And they all were great for different reasons, weren't they? I mean, Rose was great. Betty White was great as Rose. She had the never-ending St. Olaf stories, right? Remember the episode where they went to St. Olaf and they like took planes and buses and car rides? I mean, it was crazy. It took them like 2 days to get there. But yeah, it was, just a good show. And of course, part of the Disney family. So certainly relate to that. The exterior set was there on the backlot tour. And it was part of the that lineup, right? The Friday night lineup, right? Wasn't it? I don't know. I didn't watch the show when it actually was on. I watched it, years afterwards in reruns and things like that. So
if you want, I know that her signature, because you know how they have the Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Yes.
So her signature is, last time I checked, which was a while, not too long ago, but a little bit ago, is there her handprints and her signature in front of the Chinese Theater at Walt Disney World too. So
that's cool.
If you're looking for it, you can go find it.
All right, our first question today comes from Rick E. Niblet, and it says, would you rather have the Golden Girls house or Galaxy's Edge?
Oh gosh.
Good question, Rick E. Niblet. Galaxy's
Edge. This is tough. You know how much of a Star Wars fan I am, and how much I love the Golden Girls. So, I think I still would go with Galaxy's Edge, but I can't believe I'm saying those words. So
thank you for being a friend. All right, Megan's got
You're welcome.
question of the day, and she says, "Hey, Mike, been listening to the show for several years now. Just wanted to say I'm a big fan of the show. Thanks to you, Ricky, Pam, and Scotty G for all the fun Disney talk and helpful info. I'm taking a family trip to Disneyland in June of 2022. For graduating with my master's in nursing, woohoo, we'll be spending only 2 days in Disneyland as this trip is combined with a cruise. I have a bit of a dilemma, though. Is it really a trip if you don't have a dilemma?
No.
Every good Disney trip has to have at least one dilemma, probably 2 or 3 to make it good. Originally, my plan was to purchase park hopper tickets because that would increase our chances of riding Rise of the Resistance because of the 2 times to get boarding passes. This is obviously not the case anymore, though. Now, I'm thinking of purchasing both Genie Plus and then adding individual Lightning Lane pass for Rise. With this in mind, do you think I should also pay for park hoppers, or at this point, would Genie Plus ILL, individual Lightning Lanes for Rise, be enough? You guys should see these emails when they come in.
Right.
And I can't read very well. I did teach reading. I just can't perform very well with all these acronyms. Anyway, all of the fees are adding up to be so much. I don't want to cheap out because we don't go to Disney super often, but I also don't want to spend an unnecessary amount of money. And then she says, I wanted to add, I was thinking another option could be to purchase park hopper and only purchase individual Lightning Lanes as needed and not purchase Genie Plus at all, in case that was maybe a better option. So Pam, hop on this one. She's kind of thinking about all of her options. Disneyland's kind of a unique opportunity because you can just walk back and forth right there at the two parks. But
it is.
What would you do? She's got so many options available to her right now to get these headliners.
I know, right? And I think for those of us who are used to using the Fast Pass system, I think that you're the perfect candidate for Genie Plus. I honestly do, because you are used to using those Fast Pass lanes. You are used to having it throughout your stay. I think the thing that I found when I used it last was on days when I thought I didn't need it, and then I didn't have it, I was like wanting it. And it just is like we've talked about, you spend so much on a vacation, right? You really do. When you think about the price to get there, the tickets, everything else, none of us wants to pay more than we have to pay. But the $15 per day, I think, is a small price to give you that. So that's what I miss more than the individual Lightning Lane. Because for me, I will get there early and make sure that I have access to those the attractions I would pay individual Lightning Lane for, and do those first thing, and then move on and use Genie Plus throughout the day. Now, of course, the complicating thing is Rise of the Resistance, right? Because you do have to think about individual Lightning Lane for that. And at Disneyland in particular, I hop back and forth there all day long. I use Park Hopper more there than I probably use it at World.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least equally so. I use the Park Hopper feature almost every day, no matter where I am. I probably bounce back and forth at Disneyland more. So I'll be at California Adventure for a while, then this, then that. So I'm not making things easier for you, but I would consider the Park Hopper for that reason alone. I really would. Mm-hmm. And you might not need individual Lightning Lane for all the days that you're there. If you really want it for Rise and you purchase it and then do it, then I wouldn't do it again, right? Mm-hmm. Just use it for that one. So that would be my advice.
What are your thoughts, Ricky? I mean, because you go out there.
I did, and I just went out there, and I did not have access to Lightning Lane because it didn't exist yet. I agree with Pam. I think Park Hopper is so key for out there. I think that the ability to hop back and forth, it's so easy to do. So I would absolutely consider getting the Park Hopper, even if you are planning on, just being there 2 days. I that's how long I was there for, was 2 days, and I still bought the Park Hopper. So I would do that. I agree with Pam. The Lightning Lane thing is kind of a tough thing because, I didn't need it when I was at Disneyland. I actually managed to get everything done without it, but granted, it didn't exist either when I was there. So it's really hard to say whether or not you should get it. I would say get the Park Hopper, try the first day without having Lightning Lane, and then if you think you need it for the second day, then get it for the second day. So, see what you can do on that first day without having access to it.
Genie Plus.
Genie Plus. Yeah, I meant Genie Plus and individual Lightning Lanes. Yeah. Yes, yeah. I meant both of them. So I would just see what you can do without doing both of those. Just get everything done, but with the Park Hopper, and then if you need it for the second day, then get one Genie Plus or two the individual Lightning Lanes for the next day. That way you kind of have an idea of, okay, these are the things I still need to accomplish. I think that would be the best and the way that I would handle it, because like I said, I was able to do a lot, and having that Park Hopping ability was so key. So yeah.
All right, so here's a question that I know it's kind of going to be last minute for when this comes out on Wednesday, but this is kind of a situation that comes up almost every year for folks that live in the north that are going down for marathon weekend, and it's happening again this year, and it has to do with weather. It's from one of my guests. He's a school teacher, Scott, and he says, I'm going to be missing Friday and Monday from school. He's a school teacher, again, for marathon weekend. His flight to get down for marathon weekend is 6 a.m. on Friday out of Nashville. Of course, snow and ice Thursday night into Friday morning is on the forecast. He's asking, should I still hang with that flight or should I totally change and drive at this point? And this is one of those things where we've been going back and forth via email today with the pros and cons of it all. But I just like to have this conversation. We can have this on Twitter at @BRGuestMike. I'll retweet things, comments that folks have. But it's one of those things because people might not have left at this point. If you're not doing Dopey and you get this show on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, you could still be in this predicament if you're just coming down for the weekend to run the half or the full or something like that, or even the 10K on Friday, because there's a system coming across. I know it's supposed to snow in St. Louis on Thursday. And the thing is, I mean, we've seen how many flights have been canceled over the past week, just period. Like, we don't need weather adding to it. It has the past few days, which has made it worse. I mean, I saw even Air Force One was having issues with getting their stairs to the plane earlier this morning. So that tells you something. But it's one of those things that, here's what I told him. Okay, so here's kind of how I spelled it out to Scott. This is just my thinking of this. Because, I mean, Tanja was asking about this also. She's like nervous wreck right now because, and again, this is like, when snow comes into like places like Tennessee or Northern Alabama or Georgia, it's more impactful, even if it's not like a foot of snow. Like 3 inches of snow can cripple those places because they don't have like the infrastructure to handle snow. Right. And the thing is, here's what I said. So this is just my thoughts, and I'm not an expert, even though I like to play like I'm a meteorologist. So if you stay with the flight, you're rolling the dice, right? But if you win, you got a quick ride down, and the better part is you got a quick ride home, because there's nothing worse than the drive home.
Yeah.
But, okay, so that's rolling the dice though, and you will not sleep from right now, and from like 3 days ago when you started thinking about this. You have not slept until you decide what you're going to do, right? Because you're just constantly mulling this over, like what's pros and cons, what's pros and cons. Now, so that's if you fly. It's going to be easier. It's going to be better on your legs. You're going to be more comfortable. You've already bought the tickets. Blah, blah, blah. That's the good way to go. However, by driving, you have control. You can say when you leave. You can detour if you need to on the drive down. But here's the thing you got to remember too. It's going to take a lot longer to get there by driving, obviously. And the weather's going to be horrible on the roads if it's bad to close your airport. I mean, especially like going through Chattanooga's a mess with those mountains in places like northern Georgia. Like, once you get to like Macon or something, you're going to be fine. But driving down is going to be a challenge. And then you got to remember that you got to drive back for school when the race weekend's over. So, yeah, I mean, if you're really, really committed to the races, I would drive because that gives you more control. It's going to be more of a sacrifice, and you're going to have to work a little harder. But I mean, it's one of those things like, you get in your car and you're 75% of the way there. You've been driving for 8 hours and you find out your flight took off on time. You're like, dang it. Oh, but I mean, what are you going to do? I don't know, Pam, have you ever been in a situation like this? I mean, it's just like one of those things like, is it comfort or is it like you want to make sure you're going to get there come, hockey sticks or high water that you get there?
Yeah, I know. And so for me, most of the places I'm going, driving is just not an option for us. It just isn't for one reason or another. We're just not going to drive that far. We're, all of that. The thing I have done is looking at the weather. Like, let's say I'm scheduled to fly out, Tuesday morning, and I'm seeing that the weather is going to be hitting late Monday night into Tuesday. I have changed my flight and taken a flight out the day before. And usually the airline will work with you a little on that. They're trying to get people where they want to go prior to the storm hitting as well. See if that's an option for you. I literally would rather, just stay at you can see if you can add on to your Disney hotel. If you can't, you can try staying at the airport or something there, but at least I'm there and I know I'm there, right? And I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about it. If I'm near a weekend, I am certainly not above, having leaving 2 days before, just to keep all that in perspective. What happens is once a storm happens, even if it doesn't impact where you're flying into or where you're flying from, the plane that may be taking you from your location to where you're going could be impacted. Yeah. It could be stuck in one of those areas. It could have been diverted. It could have been, there's all these things. So that's why after weather happens, for the next couple of days, things are still a mess because everyone's.
Now you're making me nervous. It's not even snowing here. Now I'm freaking out too.
No, I'm just telling you that. So those are things to think about. But if you
I'm on my ass right now, Southwest.
I know. And you have to look at the hubs too of where your flights are coming from. Like each airline has different hubs. Oftentimes, they move if a hub is going to be impacted or if a certain airport's going to be impacted, they move planes from that location to a different location. I know, right? All these things. Having said that, I mean, as well as I do, everyone eventually gets where they want to go, right?
It just happen when they're going to happen. They don't get. They're like, we'll get you. Yeah, we'll start the 5K eventually. No, it's going
exactly right. I know. I totally get that. I really, truly do. I think if I were running a race, I would be getting there before, not after. And then, Mike, you're the best to answer this question. But after driving, for an extended period of time, how ready are you to hop out of the car and go run a race?
I've done it because remember, I ran these races.
Yes, but you are crazy.
Yes, it's true.
The best part is though, because I ran the full marathon. So I've been flying before I ran my first full, because my first full was at the time we went to Viennapoli right after. I'm pretty sure that was my first full.
Maybe
it was either my first full or my first go. We all went to Viennapoli. Mallory fell asleep.
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, because that's the day I got on the flight that night because I had to get back to teach on Monday.
That's right.
And I didn't even shower.
That's right.
Viennapoli, went to the airport, got on the plane. Sorry for the people on that plane.
I swore you did one where maybe that was
I did a bunch of halves. I did.
Got it. Okay. I was like, I know you did a half where you would just drove back home. Yes,
I would drive home immediately. I wouldn't even stay that night. I would finish the race in my car and leave at noon and drive home. And the funniest thing is the first time you got to get gas, in northern Florida or southern Georgia, Valdosta or something. Yep. Because back then it wasn't pay at the pump. This is how old I am, right? So I'm walking in, speaking of Estelle Getty or who, Sophia. I'm Sophia, and it into that. I could run. It took me as long to pay for my gas as it did for me to run the half marathon.
Yeah, I bet
6 hours before, because I'm the Tin Man. I'm so locked up from driving that car. Picture it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm picturing it all right.
Picture it. A Flying J, Valdosta, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm picturing it.
That was it, man. I'm telling you. Okay. So yeah, everybody's freaking out. Lonnie's freaking out with me. We're all changing.
Lonnie, I don't want you to freak out. No, I don't want to freak everyone out. I just want everyone to think and this is a choice that everyone has to make. What makes each person more comfortable, right? Are you going to make the decision you're most comfortable with, that, knowing where the chips may fall either way, right? Make the decision that makes the most sense for y'all. And it's hard. It really is an individual decision for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next question comes from Stacy in the live chat. Thanks for joining us here live she's on Facebook. Any recommendations for room request at Coronado? Sadly, not the tower. So basically you have the casitas, the ranchos, and the cabanas. Mm-hmm. Which, you know what? I used to be a ranchos fan, which I still am a ranchos fan. That's kind of the far side of the resort on the other side of the pool. But I don't know, for some reason lately, I've been a casitas kind of guy, which is kind of it's hard to describe, but it's near El Centro, but it's opposite the tower. It's on the other side of the tower, that section. It's kind of it's all kind of Spanish looking, but it's got a lot of archways in that section. It's where that big suite room was you had, Pam. That place was so cool.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like a whole hallway. It's cool.
It is. It's located sort of next to El Centro there. Yeah, you're right. And it looks over at Three Bridges. A lot of those rooms there do. I actually have, at different times in my life, loved each section of Coronado for different reasons. And especially right now, I think since they put that bridge in, the issue of ranchos feeling far is no longer as much of a concern, because you could be located in a section of cabanas that is just as far, or even a section of casitas that is just as far as anything else. you also want to look at sort of, how often you'll use the pool, things like that. So if there's something other than location that is driving your that would be driving your request, like what's important to you? Do you want to be nearer to a bus stop? Is being on the first floor important? Is being on a top floor important? I think that those requests are so much more important than requesting an individual location, because you could get, you'll just enhance your chances of getting exactly what you want if something else is more important to you.
I personally kind of like the feel of the Ranchos better as a look, but the casitas,
I know they're so stylized over there.
But the casitas have a really, really nice quiet pool that I really enjoy. And they have that little secondary little health club with a treadmill. And I know that's not a big deal for a lot of folks, because now there's a treadmill in the Grand Casino Tower. There's a really nice workout room in there. But if it's raining and I want to get a run in, it's nice to have that option right there in the casitas, which anybody can use it. If you're in the Ranchos, you can walk over and you're welcome to use it. But I don't know. Casitas are nice. It's a good location. But I just love Coronado. Like today asked me, let's talk about the pros and cons between Caribbean Beach and Coronado. I get that question so many times from my guests. Like, okay, I'm between Caribbean Beach and Coronado. So then you got to, I like Coronado overall better as a hotel. But then you got the Skyliner. Beach, and that is so convenient to Epcot and the Hollywood Studios. And Caribbean Beach is a solid. The rooms at Coronado, I think, are better. Mm-hmm. I think everybody agrees there. But I mean, when you throw the Skyliner in, and I just like the feel of the palm trees at Caribbean Beach. You got the Riviera as kind of an extension.
Right.
So hard. There's not a good answer. I never have one. I always try it. I don't have one. But I do like Coronado a lot. All right. Next question. And Troy, you're killing me with your 90-minute drive from Florida to Florida. Speaking of, his question, he says, I have a question about APs. Has anyone heard anything at all about opening passes back up for purchase? We wanted to purchase them this week when we get to the park, but we do not want the bottom tier with all those restrictions. Again, he's a Florida resident. We have Magic Your Way for 5 days. Thanks, Mike. But we wanted to apply that to an annual pass. Well, thank you, Troy. And I helped him with this trip, and we appreciate that over at the Magic for Less. So, Pam, we have not heard anything. I mean, your guess is as good as ours right now.
It is. It's so true. And actually, this was one of the instances where we didn't hear about them shutting off the sale of annual passes either. Like we didn't, and nobody did, right? Nobody heard a whisper. You didn't read it on blogs. You didn't read it anywhere. We woke up one day,
bam,
and it wasn't happening anymore. And I think we're all just struggling with the same issues that we have been since, the park opened back up. Can't get people to work. Don't train folks to do it. Still a lack of people in that space. And that just rolls out and impacts so many things. So hopefully once we get to the point where they feel fully staffed, they feel like that the cast members that they have, the newer cast members, are trained and willing and able to take on some of those responsibilities. Hopefully we'll see that all start to open up again.
All righty. Stacy's got a question. Traveling in early February with my sister, no kids, to celebrate a milestone birthday. Special tours are all sold out for our dates. Anything else you suggest for a special experience to celebrate? We already have a lot of delicious dining planned. So they already have good meals. What else can you do to celebrate a milestone birthday? The tours are sold out. Fireworks dessert party, if they can snag one. That's an opportunity, maybe.
Yeah. And are they doing like the private boat outings right now?
You mean like fireworks
cruise?
Yeah,
they do those. Yeah, they're doing those.
Yeah.
That could be an option. Other than that,
I think just buying, I think too, if there's some special, souvenir that you want to buy or something like that, that's always something that is, I think, special, something that helps you remember. If not, look at the different, photography and PhotoPass and Memory Maker options. I think pictures are always worth putting them together. And I think something that we tend to do, when it's a milestone birthday or something big we're celebrating, is get lots of photos and put them in one of those photo books when you get home. I think it makes for a great memory.
All righty. Tammy has a question. What capacity are the Disney resorts operating at right now? It seems hard to get a reservation still for certain dates. Now, Disney, they never give out this kind of information as to, capacity of, ever, like how many the Magic Kingdom will have on a certain day or hotels, anything like that. I mean, we can kind of guess that they're probably not selling out every resort hotel for every single date because, Pam's seen this and I've seen this as a travel agent. There's dates. I was quoting somebody today for December of next year, and it wasn't a crazy week where I couldn't find a hotel room at 3 different hotels, that I was looking at. So I would guess that they're holding back inventory at this time. And I can't promise that because we don't know for sure. But I would try to make an assumption based on what I've known from the past 10 years of doing this, that possibly there's inventory there that's not loaded into the system. I don't know, Pam, you're the expert. So what would you say to something like this? We don't know for sure, but what are your thoughts?
We don't know for sure. And I think Disney is really, I think that they really want to make sure that when guests are staying at their hotels, that they're getting the experience that people want. I think there's a lot of people who are changing dates, right? And looking at things like that. And some people may be bumping them in later on to the year when other people may be looking for right now. We've seen such an uptick in people booking vacations. I think that we all sort of, I said this when the parks reopened, we all sort of felt like we lost out on some things, and we want to make sure that we're doing those things. So we've seen so many more people really excited and looking to travel, especially to domestic destinations like Walt Disney World and Disneyland. So there are definitely more people traveling than before. Some of those dates may be impacted by some of the staffing shortages, and some of those may just be legitimately sold out dates. So if you're planning anything for 2022, let's get that on the books so that you don't experience this.
I was just watching Top Gun today in the office. Get on it, Kazansky.
Right.
That's it. And now we have some feedback here for some special things. So you could do a silhouette of the family on Main Street. That's a good idea. Not very expensive. I like that. That's cost friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Good thoughts by Jessica. And also that capture your moment. That is one of the best deals out there right now. You can schedule, I think it's like a 15 or 30 minute. Ricky, how long is it? We just had our guests on Monday's show. So if you go back to the previous show before this one, we talk about it. And you get a PhotoFast photographer, like they'll do it like on the hub grass in front of the castle.
Yeah.
And you get all these great shots. That'd be kind of cool.
I want to say it's only like 15, 20 minutes. It's not very long.
Expensive either. You get a lot of pictures in 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a 14-year-old. That's like 700 pictures.
Well, of course.
Yes, of course it is.
Just saying. Oh my gosh, she's got I haven't seen her. She got an iPhone for her birthday. I haven't seen her since. She doesn't come up for air. Anyway, all right. Jenna Butler has a question. We're talking about the flights changing. So she asked this: what happens if driving isn't an option and your flight does get canceled? Do you still go to the airport and wait for another? What if you're part of a big group? So you guys have been flying longer than me. Fortunately, I can't even, I want to say it out loud because I'm just asking to get my flight canceled. This show, I guarantee I will not fly out on Wednesday because of all this talk. I'm just putting it out there because I've done this show. But Pam, what would you say to somebody who is in that situation where a flight does get canceled? And like, what's your best option? Do you go to the airport anyway and just start, or do you call from home before you leave home, or what's your best?
So all the above. The first thing I'm going to advise you to do is make sure that you have that loyalty app on your phone and that you are getting notifications from the airline on updates on your flight, cancellation, things like that. You can also go on the websites and plug in your flight number and check to see if there are updates. And I legitimately suggest doing that prior to leaving for the airport. It just, the cancellations pop up. If you get notification prior to your leaving for the airport that the flight has been canceled, get on the phone or get on the website and see what you can rebook, how quickly you can rebook it, all of that. If you're already there, then again, you're going to want to hopefully, I would get in line to talk with someone, but I would also be rebooking. I would get on the phone, wait on hold, or see if, depending on your airline, if you can rebook it right then on the website. Those are all good strategies to employ. It really is. And I will tell you, it is absolutely a situation of you get more flies with honey than vinegar when the flight gets canceled, because people are brutal. I have just heard the rudest people at the airport. And I know travel is stressful. It's not something that some people do all the time. It's unknown. You feel out of control, right? Because you don't get to control any of it. But be nice to those airline employees. They respond to that so much better. So
I think the whole thing you got to remember, and we don't have to really tell this to our audience. We have said this for the almost 14 years we've been doing this show. We've been so lucky that we found listeners that are kind and that have a little common sense, right? That understand things and get how life works, where a lot of the world is irrational. And I'm telling you what, over the 14 years I've been doing this show, it's gotten way more rational. I mean, like way more rational since 2008, but that's just another story for another time. But here's the thing. That gate agent didn't make it snow. They also didn't make that plane have a mechanical failure. The ticket agent or the person that's checking your bag, they just got up, they got out of bed and had to come to work for an 8-hour shift. They had no idea. They're not making the rules like easy. Like they're just doing their job and making enough money. You know what I mean? That our audience, thank goodness, is kind of realizes that. But when people get all fired up, like you're not talking to somebody that's making the rules. Like they're just doing their job, like.
No. And I've heard people yelling at the gate attendant, they know their rights and whatever. And I'm like, I'm real sure that she knows your rights too. So anyways, it's just, it's a bad situation. There's just so much high level stress involved in this space. So good luck, everybody traveling. Good luck.
Yes. May we all get where we need to be safely.
That's right.
All right, Malcolm, I just want to say Happy New Year to Malcolm and his family over in the UK. He says, Happy New Year's to you all from the UK. So looking forward to our 25-night trip traveling from the UK in August, which includes 7 nights on the Fantasy. My family and I are so excited. And Malcolm, I've got to meet Malcolm and his family, and they are just wonderful. We spent some time together over Christmas a few years back. And I know that, we are very fortunate being domestic travelers here to the parks, to Walt Disney World, to Disneyland, stuff like that, where even through this pandemic, we've been a few times and gotten to, get that taste of the Disney that we know and love. But folks like Malcolm and, we have other friends that are over in, the UK and other places around the world where it has been a long, long time. And I hope that it's a brand new year. And, I hope that this is the year where we can all get back to those things that we love. And like Malcolm, I really hope that you and your family get this 25-night trip. I mean, that is amazing. Like that's like almost like changing residence. That's so long. That's
for sure.
I miss you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful trip. And I hope this year is everything you guys hope for. So I hope it does happen. I hope everything's great. Let's hope. So good talking to you, Malcolm. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. All right, last question today comes from John over on Facebook. We have a 7-day trip. Let's see here. Coming up in the spring. We've never bought park hoppers before, but we realize the pricing is the same as Genie Plus for the week. I'm in Camp Frugal, so we'll likely just pick one. But is one an obvious choice over the other? Okay, so we're at Walt Disney World now, kind of like it's like a bookend kind of thing. We're at World, and he's right. I mean, if you look at it for a certain length of ticket, Park Hopper and Genie Plus can be close depending on how many tickets you have. So would you go Genie Plus for 7 days in the spring, or would you go Park Hopper? Ricky, what say you? You've been quiet over there. You've been contemplative over all these last airline questions.
I have been. Gosh, that is tough. I think that I would rather, if it was me, I would rather have the Park Hopper than the Genie Plus. And just because, you can do things to work around the need for Genie Plus, whether it's getting up early, which of course we all know I'm not doing, but
looking like a true non-believer. There you go.
Oh, or it's staying up late, or the dog has lost her mind because she is mad about things too. So I
hang on, because you paused there anyway, so let the dog do her thing. Let me write down the time.
Sorry,
you're being robbed.
It feels like it. I don't know what she lost her mind over. She's just like, nope, I'm out. It's dark outside, so I really don't know what she can see.
Hey, I'm talking about all these canceled flights got me to get a beer out. So
I know. I'm like, wait, is Mike drinking beer? What is going on here?
What it is.
It's a Fitz's. I see that. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Fitz's diet root beer.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
It was on sale. I splurged.
Gotcha. By the way, she didn't bark at all the entire time you guys were talking about airfare and changing place. And I was muted. So, it's fine. Just sorry.
Stop, Daisy.
She heard you. It's like, nope. Did she stop? Daisy, come here. Come here, CP. Yeah.
Stop barking.
I think that did it. Okay.
All right. So,
okay, I got it. I can go from
there. So I said, I'll pick it up after I said, spoken as a true non-believer. As you said, getting up early. Okay, so go from there.
Okay, so that's true. But you can also do things like stay up later. You can, work around the busier times of the day, hit up attractions during less busy times of the day. So I feel like that there's a lot more that you can do with a park hopper and getting around and doing the attractions than if you got Lightning Lane and Genie Plus and all that stuff. So I think if it was me, like I said, I think I would go for park hopper. I think that's
I'm park hopper too, but I'm at that point in life where like I don't have to do 25 attractions anymore.
Right.
Like I just want to be able to just go where I want and snack where I want and oh, that line's short, I'll do that.
That's me. Yeah. That's me.
Oh, Soren's got, a 25-minute line. Oh, well, I can do that. Like I'm not like, because I'm going down in 2 days and there's not a ride that I'm excited to ride. Like I'm not going to pay to ride Rise. Like if I ride Rise, I do. If I probably won't. I mean, it is a race weekend, so that's not why I'm there, but
right.
I'm not saying I don't enjoy the attractions. I do enjoy the attractions, but we're all different places when it comes to how we go to the parks. I'm not there for like, I have to do this. Like I'm there more for the environment and like what's there, I'll take if it's available and it's quick. Right. If it's too long, I'll just move on. But I mean, I've been lucky enough to do a lot of things a lot of times and I'm there. So I don't know, Pam, what are your thoughts? I would go hopper because of that. Ricky, go ahead.
Well, the other thing is I was going to say and if you're like staying on property and you are at a deluxe resort, you do have that option of having the
that's huge.
Yeah, the evening. Well, it's not extra magic hours, but the evening, extra hours. Yeah. In the park. So that part's huge too. So that's an option as well because I've heard that those nights are just.
Oh yeah, they're getting rave reviews.
Yeah, those are empty. So even more than the Disney After Hours events were. There's like nobody there. So yeah.
Well, what about you, Pam? Let's close it out.
I can't do it without the hopper option. I'm just telling you, I've had it for so long that I'm so used to be able to do it that I can't do it without that. I may be able to swing it without the Genie Plus, but that'll be more challenging as we move forward too, right? So I'm going to say I have to have the hopper because that's how we tour. We are in the parks for a while, then we bounce to a different park, and then we go get dinner, and then we may be in a different park again. So that's where I'm at.
All righty. Well, hey, that's going to do it for today's show. Thanks for hanging with us for the last 40 minutes or so. We hope that you got maybe a few tips out of this and maybe had some fun memories of past trips, and hopefully you didn't sweat the airline talk. I know that it's a nervous thing, but maybe you got something to think about that could help you if you get in a predicament this week, or who knows, spring will be here before you know it, and hopefully then we're not worried about all this icy, snowy junk that we get here some places in the country. That's why we all go to Florida, so you don't have to worry about that stuff. But then you got hurricanes and thunderstorms and all that stuff. I've actually had more flight delays at Orlando International Airport than I've ever had in St. Louis. So there you go. Anyway, today's show brought to you as always by the Magic for Less Travel. It's 2022. Pam said it earlier. It's time to get that next trip on the books. Your employer just gave you, what's that called? PTO, paid time off. I mean, you got your new thing of days off for the year. Man, don't let those things go to waste. Let's plan those things. You got to have fun. You got to recharge your soul. You got to go have fun out of Walt Disney World, Disneyland, take a cruise, whatever it is, put it on the books. And like Pam said, some of these dates are going quickly. You can secure that date. You can lock it in with a $200 deposit. And the good news is that deposit is 100% refundable until the final payment. There's really no risk, and you're locked in and you've got it there. If you're ready to go, it's, I know times are a little bit uncertain right now, but with that small deposit, you have your dates locked in, your resort, whatever you're looking for, it's there. So just drop by themagicforless.com today. Check out all the great trip planning tools while you're there. Fill out the quote form with as much information as you have, and we'll take great care of you from there. And here's the best part. No cost to you. You're going to get great first-class service. No cost to you. Where do you get that? I mean, I heard Little Caesars raise the price after their take-and-go pizzas today. We didn't raise our price. We're still free. Free. So just come by. I think I stole that from like a tax company. But anyway, don't come after us. We're over at themagicforless.com. Also, use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com. Nope, it is. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Sorry, somebody upstairs is cooking something that smells really good in the kitchen, so it's got me all distracted. And also, thanks to our patrons who support the show. I know I was a little bit late on the Patreon show this past week. I was sick as a dog for a few days, but I got it out on Monday, and I talked about the magical intersection, which is Interstate 270 and Newhalls Ferry Road in North St. Louis County from the 1980s. Now, Ricky knows, she's a little bit younger than me, but she might know what I was talking about. But I'm telling you, this is the quality content you get on Mike in the Midwest if you're a patron. Everybody has a place like this in their neighborhood, in their city. This corner, just real quick, had Showbiz Pizza. It had Children's Palace. It had Target. It had Shoney's. It had Happy Joe's. It had Central Hardware. It had Pope's Cafeteria. And it had Casa Guillardo and Zantigo's Mexican.
Oh, Casa Guillardo. I haven't thought of that in forever.
I'm saying, Mike in the Midwest, you got to check it out. It was a great episode. Everybody's got that corner. That was like the corner in St. Louis where you went if you wanted to have a good time.
It was
70 in Newhalls Ferry Road. Mike
it's not now, but it was at the time.
It's all gone. It's all gone, but it was there. They paved Paradise and put up I don't know, like
nothing.
a car.
They put up nothing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So check it out. If you want to become a patron, patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Follow us on social media. Good time to follow me. I'm at BeOurGuestMike, Instagram and Twitter. I'll be updating from Marathon Weekend all throughout the weekend. Pam's at TMFLT Pam. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs. Subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube. And please leave us a rating and a review wherever you find the show. We'd love that here in 2022. All right, we're going to get out of here, and we're going to be back again on Friday, and we're going to talk about things to consider if you're planning an early 2022 trip, especially spring break. Spring break has a lot of things you got to think about, a lot of good upsides to traveling to Walt Disney World in the spring. We're going to talk about that, but some things you got to think about so that you make sure that that trip is awesome, and we're going to get you there, because nothing says the beginning of January like thinking about spring. That's how we survive this time of the year. We're going to talk about that on Friday. So until we get back together again on Friday, stay safe, stay healthy. For Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to get back to work or get on your plane and get your sneakers ready. We'll see you real soon. All right, save that one. Yeah, that corner was awesome, but we drove past there the other day and it was a mess.
Oh, I can only imagine what a mess that corner is now.
Yeah, that's what made me think of it to do the show. Oh, wait, why is it saying that? On this drive, it keeps saying that. Oh, wait, it's probably trying to save it to a different. Their main. Trying to see where it's saving it. Nope, it's saving it to the wrong place. Okay, hang on. Let me save it again. File, save as. Stupid thing keeps jumping around. desktop. There we go. Nope. Why is it? That's what happened last time, man. Let's give it a new name. This is on Users Mic OneDrive. Nope, I don't want it in OneDrive. Sorry, hang on. This PC, desktop, Be Our Guest Podcast. Okay, it's saving.
Boom.
This better not be on OneDrive. Sure, let me see if I can open it. Episode, what this says, 2019. Let me make sure it's all there. It's about 43 minutes. Hang on, let me look. Minus. Yep, it's all there. We're good. All right, let's do another show.
Okay.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Hang on. Welcome to episode 2020 of the Be Our Guest Podcast. I couldn't even say 2020. I can't do it. Okay. I didn't want to say 2020. Like it's just cursed. I just don't want to say it. I was like, how can I say this without saying 2020? Okay, let's try it again. Welcome to episode 2020 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to what I call 10K Friday. That's right. It's Marathon Weekend 2022. And there's a lot of lizards right now in sneakers, in shorty shorts, in lizard colored shirts. And a lot of you guys are crazy in costumes. I don't do the costumes. I have a hard enough time getting there in a t-shirt and Nike shorts. I don't need any extra challenges. I'm not crazy. But for those of you in costumes, God love you. I love watching the costumes. I love taking pictures of the costumes. I love that you do the costumes for the rest of us. Have fun and get those great memories. But I'll be there with you guys, so say hi to me if you see me there. 10K. Today we're doubling up yesterday. Yesterday was a nice 3.1 to get the weekend started. Today we're going 6.2, getting those legs a little bit loose. I get to hope to see my friend Chris. He's one of my great guests from the Magic for Less that lives out in Como at Columbia, Missouri. Huge Tiger fan. Just got off the Disney Magic, and I know he's running the 10K today with his family, so I can't wait to hopefully see him in the corrals. Let me tell you, if you've never run a Run Disney race, before we get started today with talking about spring break trip planning, the first time you go to a Run Disney race, especially Marathon Weekend, because it's the big one. It's the big one. And you're walking to those corrals. There's two kinds of people walking to the corrals, especially when it's Marathon Weekend, because there's a lot of folks doing challenges like Dopey that are going to be out there all 4 mornings. There's two personalities. There's the half of the people that are like so excited every morning. They're so giddy. They're jumping around and they're in their costumes and they're like, yeah, this is the greatest thing. It's 3:47 in the morning. It's dark and it's cold and they're so excited. And then there's the people they don't even lift their heads. They just walk. Boom, 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 all the way to their corrals. And then they just stand there somberly until the national anthem. Then of course, they're ready and they stand, we do the national anthem, they shoot out the fireworks and they're good to go. They run. But it's one of those things, like some people are conserving their energy and they're just like, why am I here at 3:30? The race doesn't start till 5. But then there's people that are on the bus like, and you're just like, because I'm the kind of person, I gotta be honest, I'm a morning person, but I'm not a 3:15 in the morning. But I'm not a 3:15 in the morning person. Like I'm a 5:30 in the morning kind of person. It's like when you're on that motor coach, that is they're comfortable, they're dark. That is a great opportunity to get in like another like 30 minutes of sleep. But it never fails. I get next to the people that are so excited, and it's like, and then I get excited, so I can't really complain. But it's so funny. So watch, if you're down there this weekend, watch 2 people super excited, 3:17 in the morning, where to go? Or like, I'm just trying to get a couple more winks of sleep, man. I didn't go to bed until 12:30, and I told myself I'd be in bed at 8. So one of those things. So it's one of those weekends, and I can't wait. We're back. It's going to be fun. But speaking of back, she's back, Ricky from the Mouse for Less down in Atlanta, where apparently you survived one snowstorm, and I think another one was heading your way about this time. So what's up?
I did not get any snow, so here.
I thought you guys were getting some. I saw in the way.
I mean, there were areas that got some, but I was not part of that, so I was happy. So we're good. We're good here. So I'm fine. I'm fine. It's all good. No snow for me. I'm happy about that. But I mean, I am so happy for everybody who is down in Walt Disney World this weekend doing the races. I wish I could be there with you, but I know you guys are totally kicking butt, having a great time. And, Marathon Weekend is a special weekend in Walt Disney World, and it's unlike any other weekend. So go out there, cheer for your fellow lizards, cheer for your fellow runners, and have a great time. And go, everybody, no matter what you are running this weekend, whether it's a 5K, a 10K, a half, a full, multiple races, whatever, you have done it. Like, seriously, you've put in the work. You've done a fantastic job. And as someone who is now retired from running, happily, I am so proud of every one of you, because I know how hard it was for me to get up off the couch and do it. So I'm so proud for all of you to be able to get up off the couch and do it. So congratulations.
And I 100% agree. Well, some of us have put in the work. I haven't got to run for the last week because I've had a stomach bug, which is really driving me nuts, but we'll see how it goes. This is just like a hope and a prayer kind of year. And I think it's for I think 90% of us out there, this is a hope and a prayer kind of year. We're just like, oh, please let us just see the shoot at the end.
Right, exactly.
That they might have to call in some extra sagging wagons this year. I'm just saying. I mean, it could be, but let's hope not. But you've walked in the corrals, like you've like got to where the DJ dance party, like everybody's getting there, you get off the bus, you hang out for a while, everybody meets at the L for the lizards, and then it's time to take your final little PP, then you go walking out to the corrals. But am I not right? The 2 kind of people, did I not nail it? Ricky, you've done that walk. I mean, it's like the people, or the people that are just like so excited that it's 3:90, 3:48 in the morning, and they're just like, oh, like,
I was one of the quiet people, because I was not happy to be up at 3 in the morning and
so cold.
Yeah, exactly. So not a happy camper. But there are definitely 2 types of people, and I was in the second camp.
I'm just messing with you. If you're one of those people, I love you. We gotta have. That's what makes the race experience. You gotta have both. It's so fun.
Yep.
Everybody's gonna be like, don't go around Mike. He's cranky. No, I'm not cranky. It's fine. All right, Pam Forrester, she's with us today as well, the owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, you've been around these race weekends for many, many years. Am I not wrong? I mean, there's a lot of personalities that come out at 4:12 in the morning.
There are. There's some people who are definitely not happy to be there. Then you just have the quiet, contemplative folks, right? They may be re-examining their life choices and thinking about why they're there. And then, like you mentioned, there are the insanely happy folks who are out there very early. So it does take all kinds. That's what makes the world go around, right?
You will see all kinds at Marathon Weekend this weekend. Let's hope good weather. I know it's supposed to be a little warm on Sunday. Hopefully that comes down just a bit, but they're going to have a good one. So let's all support each other. Let's get there, and margaritas for all Sunday afternoon. Let's do that. Margaritas and French lines. That's what I say. All right. So today we're going to help you plan a trip for spring of 2022, because it's cold most places in our country right now. It got really cold in the Midwest this past week. I was watching the Sunday night football game this past Sunday night up in Lambeau. It was like 0 degrees. And it's been cold here in St. Louis as well. So nothing gets you going to plan a Disney vacation for spring break, like a nice cold snap on the eastern seaboard or in the Midwest or wherever what have you up in the Northeast. So Pam, when we're thinking about spring break, because right now, I hate to say it, but a spring break trip would be a last minute trip when it comes to Disney. So what do we need to think about, first of all, if you want to go down to Florida to
Is Mike frozen for you?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was just me.
No.
Oh, he's going to be sad. He's frozen and we're going to have to start over again.
Yes. Like, what happened?
And you won't have a clue what question he's asking you.
No.
So, he's probably going to have to
resend it.
Yeah.
I'm texting him now because he may not even know that he's frozen.
No. I mean, he might have figured it out. Yeah, he said internet just cycled. Hang on a second.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonder if he can come back.
Yeah, I wonder if he can. Oh, now he's gone. Let's see if he can come back. I guess we should ask him if he needs to send a new link. Okay. What's up, guys? Is he on his screen for you guys, or is like we don't see him? Everybody's like he's frozen. I'm like I don't even see him. Oh, okay, he's gone for everybody. All right. Yeah, but he's gonna have to send a new link. I don't want to cook dinner. You may have to rebit the router.
Oh, man.
Oh, I really don't want to cook dinner, though. I have something to cook, but I don't want to cook it. Monday
is the one night that my family cooks.
That's nice. See, there's nobody home. So I have to cook. Uh-oh. He said, calling Spectrum as soon as we're done. I'm not having this. I don't know what just happened. Mom, before I left for Florida, I had gotten those Kroger meals that were on sale. So I put them in the freezer and then I put one in the fridge to defrost. And it was steak. So I guess I'm having steak for dinner. That shouldn't be terrible to cook.
No.
It's like one of those, they give me all the ingredients. All I have to do is actually just cook it.
Yeah, it's like having a meal service only.
Right.
You just buy it at the grocery store.
Buy it at the grocery store, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, do you want to come back? I'm going to just close out. I feel like that's what's going to happen with me
too. I'm going to head to there and then we'll come back.
All right. We'll come back, guys. See you soon. Bye.